Happy Friday, everyone. It is Friday newsletter time. So,
December 1st?
Huh?
December 1st?
Is it December 1st?
No.
No, I think it's December 2nd.
No. Today's the 30th. Let's start over again.
Okay. Happy Friday, everyone. It is December 2nd, so we are only like 5 days away from actually getting this sign out and shipping it to somebody. So I want to finish this thing up today. So what we're going to do is... and babe, if you can pan down here. So this is the Colorado River Christmas giveaway sign. So we're going to give this away to one of you guys. And I had a couple questions on this about the color. Well, this color is all going to come off of here. In fact, I'm going to do it right now. This is just the pattern that I put on here was with our vinyl printer, and it just printed out color. So I'm just going to use my heat gun, and I'm going to start pulling this stuff off, hopefully with the heat gun and the tape. So this heat gun works pretty well, even if you're not using vinyl the way I am. Huh? Well, I was trying to get over the sound of the... All right, But even if you have paper with the regular adhesive, this heat gun does a pretty good job at causing this stuff to kind of loosen up and allow you to peel it off. Kind of hard to do with just two hands. It's wanting to slide on me. You guys kind of get the idea of what I'm doing here, but this little heat gun works really well. So I'm just gonna, I don't want to waste a bunch of your guys' time, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish scraping this stuff off camera, but it comes off pretty nice. Now it's really coming off nice. So you guys can see what I do, what I'm doing here. Then I'll come back and we'll get to carving the rest of this thing. So we'll be right back, guys. All right, everyone, we are back. So I've got all of the vinyl pretty much stripped off of this thing now. So all of my lines that I routed are showing up. One thing that I did want to talk about is you have to make sure that the board is nice and smooth and your router base isn't going to catch on anything. You can see in this area right here, when I was pulling the vinyl off, there was a little bit of residue there. So all I do is just take and just kind of run your sandpaper over the whole thing. And you could use a sanding block as well, but I just had some little 220 sanding paper and just kind of go over the whole thing, make absolutely sure that there's no sticky on there that's going to get caught on your router base. It's cause you to kind of go off course, so to speak. So now, just like always, I'm gonna kind of clean off my router base with some silicone spray. People have asked me what brand do I use, and you know what? I use whatever brand my hand happens to pick up. I bought it at Harbor Freight, I bought it at Lowe's. This is the Blaster brand, but the other brands seem to work just as well. So you can spray it on here, but I don't want to get overspray on everything else. So in this case, I'm just going to spray it, just a dab on the actual paper towel, wipe it on that base, make sure it's nice and slick, and then to get the residue off, I'll go with the dry part of the paper towel, and just to make sure that there's no residue that is going to transfer onto the board. Okay, let's get to routing. So what I'm going to do here first is this part in here. It's kind of tough to see now that the vinyl is off, but this is the river part right here, which kind of winds around. So this part I want to make that line a little bit more defined on there, because this is all going to be cleaned out, whereas everything else is just going to be single line. So let's let me get my cheaters on here. This will help a little bit. Huh? What?
Geek Squad.
Geek Squad, yeah. Honey, I Shrunk the Sign. All right, so hopefully this will be good view for you guys, and I think...
Where are you going to start, baby?
Huh?
Which side are you going to start?
I'm going to start right here in the center. Right there in the center. And work my way kind of from both sides. So make sure of what I'm cutting here. Sometimes what I'll do, guys, if you, let me see if I have I do have a Sharpie. Sometimes what I'll do after I pull the vinyl off and I'm trying to see what everything is, the part that I'm going to cut out, sometimes I'll just make a mark in it just so I know, okay, that's all going to be gone. Sometimes it helps when you're doing stuff like this. It can be really confusing what's going to stay and what's going to go. So that just kind of helps me a little bit. All right, here we go. Okay, so the reason I did what I did right there is just to give myself a little bit more room, because I'm going to go in here with my background bit, my 90 degree, and cut that away. And I just didn't want to have to get too close to the river's edge, I guess, there. So let's get into the, get back into carving these letters here. I think I have to adjust my depth a little bit. Let's try that and see how that works. That's still a little too wide of a line, so I'm going to back it off a little bit. let's stop here for just a second. So you guys can see, like on this O right here, and what you've seen me do all the way along here, is I kind of go around, and we've been talking a lot about this lately. I kind of go around it first, away from that black, and then I'll come back in and just kind of trim it up, and it makes it a lot less likely that I'm going to cut into the meat of that letter. So I just wanted to kind of explain that a little bit briefly for those of you that are brand new. Here's something else that just came up just as I did it. You saw as I kind of rounded here, I still got to kind of trim that up a little bit. As I rounded here, I realized how close the bottom of this R, or that R, and that I is. And I realized that if I had left that full depth, and I don't know how close you can get in on that, babe. If I had left that full depth, I would have cut a big groove in the bottom of that eye. So what I chose to do, and if you saw me, I lifted the router so that the profile bit, I'm using the profile bit, didn't cut as deep. Now what I'll do is I'll go back and I'll trim off, if I've got to trim something off, I want a little bit more depth there. I'm going to trim off the bottom of this leg of this R just a little bit on the tip, because I'd rather take it off of there rather than the flat of the bottom of that eye. So you see the way I did that, it doesn't really affect the look of that R, the fact that I took a 1/16 of an inch off of that to be able to get that full depth of that profile bit in there. So that's just something that I do as a consequence, and I didn't even see it coming, but when I got there, I saw that I got to lift that up not to hit the bottom of that eye and wipe that thing out. So that's just something that you kind of learn over a period of time, guys. But that's the reason I wanted to stop and explain that to you. So I'm going to go ahead and carve the rest of these letters off camera, and we'll come back once this profiling is all done. What?
I'm on you.
Oh. Why am I looking down then?
Yeah, I'm top of your head with the light.
So I'm going to go ahead and finish all these letters off off camera. I'm thinking faster than I can talk. And then we'll come back and we'll do a wider line all the way, a buffer zone all the way around those letters, so it gives us room to get our cleanup bit around there. So we'll be right back. Okay, folks, we're back. So I got the lettering all done. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use that same profile bit. There's a couple little things I wanted to talk about. This profile bit that I'm using is an older one. I didn't prepare for this. I'm sorry, babe. I kind of messed you up there. This is an older one, and almost like the tip is gone off of there. I probably ground this bit maybe a dozen or more times, but it still cuts good. But the reason that it's cutting, it cuts a wider line than the normal profile bit when it's new, because it's just been ground down so many times, but it still cuts really good. So that's the reason I'm using it. Anyway, if you guys try and cut this wide of a line, you'll be going deeper than and again, that's a lot of times why I go more by the width of the cut than the depth of the cut, because it's always different depending on how many times your bits have been ground down. So anyway, I hope that kind of explains that a little bit. And the other thing is, on this cactus here, I forgot to tell you guys, when I was pulling that vinyl off there, if you go back and rewind, when I was pulling that vinyl off there, the actual pattern had lines, vertical lines going through that cactus, but I just thought it looked too busy, so I just went ahead and kind of just ignored those lines. That's the reason I pulled that vinyl off there, because I wasn't going to cut those lines. But being as it got Christmas lights and stuff on there, I just thought it would be too busy. So but I didn't explain that before, so now you know why. But that's sometimes your artwork, you know, you have to kind of think about what it's going to look like when it's all sprayed and sanded off, and I think that would have been too busy. So anyway, so I've got my router pretty much set. I think a little bit deeper. Put my cheaters back on, and let's carve that big kind of a buffers line around those letters. Are you with me, babe?
Yeah.
Here we go. Okay, there it is. So I will now, I'm going to, we'll shut the camera off. I'm going to come back, set up with the bigger router, and we'll do that, that cleanup around there and do some background. So we'll be right back. All right, you guys, we are back. So now I've got my bigger router. This is my 618, and I've got my 90-degree V-groove bit in here. This is what I do the background with. Any of you that have been watching for a while, you know that, but you know, I always have to kind of take into account there might be brand new people watching, but this is our 90-degree V-groove. This is what I do most of my background with. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this background in here where this is the river part of it. I'm going to do that, and then I'll jump up and start doing the background on the letters and numbers up there, or the letters. Is my light on?
No.
No, it was on, huh?
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's better. Here we go. Okay, so the reason I did that, guys, probably for obvious reasons, I wanted to kind of emulate the water flowing, and so that's the reason I kind of took a little extra time and did it in a straight line like that. We'll see, I just kind of came up with that idea. the other day, and I wanted to see how it'd come out. So we'll see, I guess, when the sign's all done. So I'm going to go up and do the background around those letters. Here we go. All right, you guys. So there, the cleanup is all done. We'll go ahead and what?
We're up here.
Oh, we're up here.
When you do that, we're up here.
Is that what that means? Okay, we got to get our signaling down. All right. All right. So I'm going to clear off some of this sawdust, and we're going to come back and kind of brush this thing off. We're going to round the corners, get the edge on this thing, start spraying it, finish it up, see what it looks like. So we'll be right back. All right, folks, we are back. So I've got this all set up. I've got a little bit different router bit in here than I normally use. This is, Vic said she wanted something with more of a round over and a step in it. And so this is, I don't necessarily think this is a Roman OG bit. I'm not that versed in knowing exactly what these bits are called. But this one being is it's got a kind of a small bearing. It's going to have a step there. And then I've got it deep enough that it's actually going to have a second step. So it's going to, I did it a test piece. It's going to look something like that. So it's got a step here and a step there.
Tip it this way so you can see it.
That way?
Yeah.
So it's have kind of a round over with a double step. Anyway, I've got it built up with my little sanding boards because the bearing could catch on this rubber mat. So I've got my double little two-sided rubber matted sanding boards that I made. Showed you guys a while back. So I just got it built up with that so I can go all the way around and not have to worry about that that thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to put the round over down here where the river is. I'm just going to start it right there and work my way around. Here we go. Nope, missed the spot. Okay, so now let's just brush that background real good, get all those chips out of there. By the way, if I hadn't mentioned, this is that select pine that I use quite a bit of. Haven't decided yet when it's all said and done whether I'm going to put a stain on it after I sand it off. I don't think so because I want the real nice contrast of the colors because we're going to use blue down here and then a little bit of color on the cactus and the lights. So I don't think I'm going to stain it. I think it'll look better just leaving it natural pine color with the clear on it. So for those of you that are fairly new, what I'm doing now is I'm using a little hand carving tool and a stiff bristle brush to make sure that all of that there's no chips left back in that background around here. It looks pretty good right now. I don't see really any high spots and everything's pretty much out. Now I'm going to do this detail stuff down here and then I'll finish this up and then come back and we'll spray this thing and see, then sand it off, see how it looks. So we'll be right back. Okay folks, well we have kind of a interesting situation here. I'm now doing a voiceover because we lost 3 scenes of audio on our videos as we were filming. We know how we did it, but it was just because it's already done, I figured I'd just try and figure out how to do a voiceover. So what I'm doing here is I'm pointing out what I want to be blue. I'm going to use my spray ink and I've got to spray the river blue starting from that the black line, the line that I'm pointing to with a pencil is going to be blue, and so I've got to make the river blue. So I'm in the process. What I'm doing here is masking off everything that is going to be black and not be blue. So I'm kind of masking off all of the scenery and the surrounding desert lines and the highlight lines and the horizon lines, so that I make sure that where that river starts, those really tiny lines that I was pointing to just a moment ago, those are going to be blue all the way down to the big part of the river. So that's kind of in essence the kind of a synopsis of what I'm doing here. So this is kind of odd for me to be doing a voiceover
sitting at my desk watching the video. So again, this is I'm learning this whole editing thing. So here again, I'm kind of pointing out where the river starts way up on the in the desert, and then winds around and comes down. So I've got to cut in order to get into those really tight places. I got to cut some masking tape and make sure that I don't get any blue spray, because that's how I'm going to do it, is with my blue spray ink. And I got to make sure that I don't get any blue spray in the parts that are going to be black. So that's kind of what I was saying as I'm going through this. And so what I'm doing here is there's some really tiny spots, so I'm actually just taking my pocket knife and I'm slicing some little pieces of masking tape to make sure that that I get it all taped off. So we've got 3 scenes here that we're going through, but it should be pretty self-explanatory what I'm doing, but I just wanted to make sure that you guys kind of knew this whole voiceover thing is new to us. So I'm kind of hoping that it works out, that the volume is up high enough and that I get it synced up with the video. So I'm pretty much done now masking off everything that's black, and at the top there I've got a board kind of setting on there, and I'm going to start spraying the blue ink on there and I'm using the blue marsh ink. So my hope is at this point that that I'm only spraying what I want to be blue, and everything else is blocked off. This was kind of a tricky one, because the blue goes all the way to the bottom edge of the board, so you can see the masking tape up there, and then underneath that masking tape, that's going to be black on the edge of the board, so the blue comes right to the black, which becomes kind of tricky, and you'll see it later on where I kind of masked off on the right edge of the board. The same thing, the blue and the black kind of come right together. So now I've got all of the masking done. And the blue, I took the tape off, and now I'm spraying my black, and I've got my blue blocked off, but I've also, in different spots on the board, to try and diminish the chance of bleeding from the black, because this pine tends to do that even though I've got sanding sealer on it. A lot of times I'll just take some extra masking tape and mask off big areas, so it lessens the amount that I have to sand and lessens the chance that I might have bleeding in those areas.
All right, folks, so we have we've got it all the tape off. It's all dry now, so I'm just gonna sand it off and see what it looks like. So I'm gonna use, first of all, my 80 grit belt, or excuse me, my 40 or 50 grit belt, and I'm gonna clean off the belt real quick with a belt cleaner. This is just a standard sanding belt cleaner. Here we go. Okay, in the interest of time, I'm going to flip it over and do the other side. I can do this off camera. You saw how I was doing it. On the back, I almost always go cross grain. On the front, I'm going to go with the grain. Here we go.
Okay, so on this part of the video, I decided to speed up the sanding process so that it didn't take so long and have you guys having to see me do every little bit of this sanding. So what I'm doing here is I'm using my 40 grit belt and doing a rough sand and getting off 80 to 90% of the black, and then I will go back and use the 80 grit belt after that to get off the rest of the black.
Okay, now I'm going to switch over to the other sander, and this is the 80 grit belt. Let me clean it off.
So I speeded up this part of the process as well. So now I'm using my 80 grit belt with my little armadillo sander and taking off the rest of the black.
All right, let's blow it off, see what it looks like. There it is.
Not bad, not bad.
There it is. So I'm going to kind of inspect this a little bit. So the next time you see this, actually I'm going to, what? I'm talking too loud? Okay, I just had this stuff running. So we're going to come back in just a minute and we're going to put a finish on this, put a clear finish on it, and then I'm going to need to get 3 or 4 coats of finish on, and then we're going to color up the cactus a little bit. So we'll be right back. All right, we are back, and we are just going to put a real quick coat of finish. This is just going to be the Krylon Crystal Clear on here. Oh, excuse me. Must be some dust in the air. That thing's not spraying real good. Yeah, I know, it's a lot of fumes, almost done. There it is. What do you think, guys?
Pretty awesome.
I think it'll look a little bit better once we get color on the hat and the cactus and the little Christmas lights. But I'll get 3 or 4 more coats on there, and then Vicky will come on and do some coloring on there. So we'll do that on the next scene. We'll see you in a minute.
Okay, hi everybody. So I get to do the painting again. But before we do the painting, Eric had a really good idea. So we took one of these little snowmen, which it's a little ornament like this. So that's our little snowman. And Eric took him and just filed him down. Would you use a sander?
Yeah, I used a big
sanded him down. So we're going to add a little 3D art to our sign. So this is something we've never done before. So for whoever wins this sign, this is going to be extra cool. Ooh, wow, this is a cream and not a gel.
Yeah, it comes out. It's
okay.
white.
Ooh, I hope that's not too much.
A bit much.
Oh yeah, let's do this. Okay.
Oops.
Okay, bear with me because.
Pay attention on
All right,
the
so we're going to put him on just right here. He's going to go right there. So he's a little 3D extra on your sign. Yeah, hopefully. Probably could use a Q-tip, but that's all right.
We can clean it up afterwards.
Okay, we
Yeah.
can. All right, good.
Yeah.
So that's going to be fun. That's going to bother me, though. I got to just clean this up a little bit here. Remember, folks, I'm not a painter. I'm not an
Really
artist.
zoom in on that.
My mess, my glue mess. Does it dry clear?
No, but it will. We can
clean it up?
we can clean it.
All right. All right, so
No worries.
anyway, he's cute. He's going to be part of your sign. So we'll let that dry.
3D snowman.
3D snowman. So yes, that's something different. Okay, so I'm going to paint the cactus and all the little stuff here. Pray for me.
So what are you using there?
These are just the painter's pen, the little paint pens. We have the flat color ones here, and I'm going to use the fluorescent ones for the light bulbs.
Worse than me. So hold it up for the camera.
Oh.
You're shaking it.
Painter's pen.
Hang on. I got to move up. All right.
Okay.
These are those Elmer's painter's pens.
Okay, yes. Yeah. So,
okay.
Here we go. Better than the paint brushing. I don't like the paint brushing.
So we were reading the box and these say they're acrylic, right?
Yes, they're acrylic paints. Did we paint the other one that we gave away? Yeah, we did. We painted the
Christmas tree.
Christmas tree, yeah.
That was
no.
Last Christmas, right?
No, we didn't paint that though. We put the Christmas lights on it.
No, that wasn't the giveaway. That was the Christmas tree with the lights that were mounted from the back. But the Christmas tree that that Ed and Monica Reynolds won, that was on that round, and it was a carved little Christmas tree, and we painted the little bulbs.
We did?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Ask Ed and Monica. They'll remember.
Remind me, Ed and Monica. But don't forget, if you want to win this sign, you got to send your family pictures into my email, which would be posted. You'll post a link to the my email.
Yeah, but what is it in case somebody can't read the description?
Okay.
Like Ed Dolan.
Ed. So my email is Vicki with davessigns.com. That's VICKIWITHDAVESIGNS@gmail.com. Oh no, we have audience.
Uh-oh.
Say hi, Dave.
Hi, Dave. Dad snuck in from the back and is watching. No pressure.
No pressure.
We have thousands of people watching you right now, but no pressure.
So if I mess up, I'm in trouble.
Just from Dave. That is actually a pretty good green for that.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it should show up nice.
Glad I didn't carve those lines in there. See what we did on the other end? We actually glued a little snowman.
Little snowman, a little 3D snowman.
Cool.
Okay. Cactus. Oh no, not done. Yeah. It's warm in here. Maybe it's the audience making me nervous.
I'm feeling the pressure. You got a pretty steady hand there.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got the bobblehead, but not the bobble hand.
Very good. I might have to teach you to carve signs one of these days.
You might. It's only been, 35 and a half years. Never offered to teach me how to carve signs.
You never showed any interest.
You never asked me.
Yeah, I believe I have.
I don't think so.
The camera can't see that astonished look on your face because I'm zoomed in on the cactus.
Oh, good. Wow. Quiet.
Yeah. Awkward silence.
Awkward silence. All right, we're almost done here. I like that green on that cactus.
Yeah, that looks good.
That's pretty good. That should show up good. All right.
Now what?
Now I'm going to go to the hat because I want to let that dry a little bit before I start doing the ornaments. Okay, so this is the red Rogue Rojo.
I think that's red in Spanish.
I don't
Isn't
know.
it?
I don't know. It might be because the packaging had a lot of Spanish on it.
And other languages too. I think maybe
French or something, yeah. Oh, come on. Get down in there. I need to shake it up a little bit. This doesn't dry clear?
Yeah, but I think we can trim it off with my razor knife.
Okay. That's cute. That was a good idea, babe.
Thing about those paint pens to remember is sometimes when it seems like it's not flowing, sometimes then it starts to gush.
Yeah.
So you have to really kind of watch out for that stuff, because if it gushes at the
wrong time.
wrong time, it's over the edge.
All right, come on. There we go. That's what I want.
See, there's a gusher.
Yeah, but I did it on that middle, so.
Yep.
Now I just spread it around.
Yeah, I like these little painter pens.
I don't think I've used them before. I didn't use them on that other sign I painted.
No, we use the regular water-based. I can't remember
What was it? I think just the cans of paint.
Yeah, the
there.
cans of paint with a little brush.
Okie dokie. Now we're going to do a couple of the bulbs. It's not completely dry. I'll just have to be careful. I don't want to mix that red and the white too soon. This is cute. What do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, okay, we're good.
Yeah, just random is fine.
You should put some like Christmas music on
We
this.
should have some Christmas music playing in the background, huh?
Okay. That's kind of thick. We'll share here. All right, blue, yellow. This is cool. I might have to have one of these signs.
Yeah, well, I'll teach you how to make one.
This yellow is not real bright, but put it on a little thick and it might be okay. I don't think that this is a bulb. I think that's just where the
Yeah, some of those
string
are just
goes
background,
around.
I think. Yeah, I agree. That's just behind the cord kind of thing.
I'm excited to give this away though.
Yeah, so we're today's December 2nd.
So we've got
So 5 days.
No, actually 4. They have to be, the pictures have to be in by the 6th, so that I can get the collage made and I can get everything on the Excel sheet. So you guys got to have, or everybody, guys, gals, I have got some great pictures though.
And you're going to show those on camera?
I'm going to try to get the collage where it can be seen on the camera, yes. We should be able to. I should be able to.
That's a pretty orange.
Remember those big fat bulbs we used to have as kids, when the big ones,
yeah.
those great big old school ones? I liked those.
Yeah.
Back in the olden days.
Yeah.
But it's funny, those are coming back. I mean, they've got all the fancy ones too, but I saw at Lowe's at the the big ones like we used to have when we were kids.
What is that, pink?
Pink.
Pink.
Yeah. Pink balls. Pink lights. There we go. This is pretty cool. All right, I think that's all. I think the rest is just kind of strings and stuff. Okay. So now we're gonna do the white for the Santa hat, and then we'll be done. This is fun. I like doing this better than I did the other one.
Yeah, the little brushes.
Yeah. And then this is the last step. After this, the sign will be done.
That's it, yeah.
Then are we gonna set it up so that we can show it on the every week?
We'll probably show it on the
Coffee and Questions
and stuff, and remind people that they got a chance to win it. It was fun to carve. I actually did some things on there that I hadn't done before.
Oh, this shows up better than I thought it would.
Yeah, that's showing up pretty good. Oops, I need to move the camera. Sorry, guys. I'm supposed to be on the other side of the camera.
Yeah, we kind of did a reverse roll thing here.
Yeah, that white shows up good on there.
Yeah, it does.
Anyway, I enjoyed carving this. I like that edge on there, that round over with the step.
That was my idea.
That was your idea. But then this whole thing was your idea.
That's true. This, this was a compilation of a lot of different things we've never done before, with starting with the carving up on the mountain, the beautiful scenery that everybody got to see, and the drone, John's drone, and you and John. Whoa, hello.
This is the phone.
Oh, Dave got it.
Thank you, Dad. Dad got the phone.
It's funny, he talks loud. Okay, so that's it. I don't really want to tip it up too much, but
yeah, let's turn it around. Let me back off on the scene.
There we go. So finished product. We're not. There we go.
Let me see here. So there's our little snowman.
He was a last minute decision, but that's a great idea.
Kind of
Cute idea.
Second thing.
We just used some liquid nails to hold him on there, and again, it was just a little mini ornament that we that Eric took out and sanded down. And
oh, that little cactus looks cute.
Isn't that awesome? Yeah, that white came out good. I was afraid it wasn't going to come out quite that good.
So there it is, folks.
There's our finished sign.
Go ahead and.
Okay, so this part is done, but please remember, in order to enter, you have to send me a family picture, and your families. I've got pictures of people and their dogs, motorcycles, cats. This one gal, what was her, Victoria, sent me a picture of her and her sister and their Christian brother. They're just giggling and playing and laughing and having a good time. And I mean, I've got pictures from everybody, all different walks, and family members and animals, and it's awesome, and I love it. You guys send me the pictures. It's really nice to put the faces to the names that I see on the invoices and the emails that I get. So send me your family pictures, and then we will put you in the drawing and add you to our collage of family pictures. So, and then on the 7th, I think that's Monday, right? 7th is, I think.
I can't remember if that's a Monday.
Well, on the 7th, it'll be a Coffee and Questions, and we will do a drawing for the sign. And I guess that's it. So. Thanks for participating with us, you guys. This has been fun. So good luck to everybody, and keep those emails coming, and we'll see you later. Bye.